1 2, oh 1 2. Oh 1 2, oh 1 2.
Break it down, break it down.
Oh 1 2, oh 1 2.
Break it down, break it down.
Oh 1 2, oh 1 2.
Break it down.
Hey everyone, here's another rider's guide for you, and today we're going to talk you through the new Rigid SCS clamp. If you've been watching the Tuesdays at Tilt videos, you already know quite a bit about this clamp, but this video I'm going to take you through in a little bit more detail, so by the end you're going to know if this clamp is right for you to ride or not. And I'm especially stoked to tell you about the new Rigid clamp because it's the most recent clamp and product I actually designed for Tilt myself. So the first thing you're going to notice when you look at the new Rigid SCS clamp is you're going to notice that it has an integrated dust cover. This dust cover does a lot more than actually just look cool, even though it looks pretty sweet. It is going to give you a lot more clamping power because of how we integrated the dust cover into the clamp. When integrating the dust cover, you actually want what's called the stack height to stay the same. So the stack height is just a fancy term to mean that the thickness of the headset cap and the location of the compression lip all remains the same. So that if you put it on your current setup, you don't need to change anything about it or use any spacing. The simplest way to show you that is if you have the dust cover and a normal, this is a Tilt SCS arc clamp. If you have those two together, you can see that the height of those is a little bit taller. So all we did was we combined this portion of the headset into the clamp. So we made the clamp go down to the bottom of the headset, and then we did the exact same thing on the top. So we added a headset thickness at the bottom and a headset thickness at the top. So what that means is you get 20% more clamping power on your handlebars, 20% more clamping power on your forks, but you can still put your scooter back the exact same way. Your headset, without the dust cover, your SCS fork, and handlebars all go back in the exact same position that they were before. So that means if you're a taller rider like me, you're gonna have a lot less flex because you have a taller clamp, a little bit more rigidity, hence the name, the Rigid SCS. And then also, your bars are gonna be a lot less prone to pulling out and your compression is more likely to stay tight. There's a couple more features on this clamp that are pretty sweet. The first one would be the internal fluting on the inside. That makes the clamp a little bit lighter without losing any overall strength, and it actually gives it a little bit more bite onto your fork to hold your compression tighter. The subtle logo might not sound like much of a feature, but when you're spending a bit more on a higher quality part, you want to make sure that it's going to be on your scooter for a long time. So just in terms of colors, the brightness of the logo, having a subtle logo makes sure that you can keep it on your setup without having like contradicting colors or mismatched logos long term. So it's pretty sweet because you can ride this clamp for a long time. The quality mark on the bottom of the clamp allows us to follow the production and the quality of the clamp so that when you have it on your setup, you don't have to worry about the quality, and if there's ever a problem with it, we can just toss out the number and the quality stamp on social media and let you know that there's a recall or anything like that. So it allows you to ride with a little bit more confidence, not worry about your scooter, and just go have fun. As far as assembly goes, it pretty much will go on any setup that currently has a Tilt SCS on it. You got a shim here that allows compatibility for standard size bars with the shim included, or you can take the shim out and ride oversized bars. You've got M8 bolts all the way around, so that means you have a 6mm Allen key and an 8mm thread. So you don't have to worry about stripping out the threads or the Allen key with these. And actually all 4 of these bolts come pre-greased, already put into the clamp, so you don't have to worry about like taking care of the clamp right when you first get it. The compression washer and the compression bolt are also M8 with a 6mm Allen key, so the only tool you need to use this clamp is the M6. You want to make sure that your fork uses an M8 thread, so make sure you check that out before you buy it, and if it doesn't use an M8 thread, just go ahead and get a different compression bolt and a compression washer. The biggest difference you're going to have setting this clamp up on a setup is when you're using headset spacers. If you use a little headset spacer, they're kind of dinky and small, they're going to go underneath your headset cover. So just imagine putting your headset spacers underneath your headset dust cover. It would look ridiculous. So you want to make sure with this clamp you don't use headset spacers, but luckily something we figured out when we were messing around with these clamps is that headset dust covers actually fit perfectly under the clamp and can act as a headset spacer. Most people shouldn't have to use headset spacers. We're just tossing that out there to make sure that if you do need to ride one, you know there's a good solution. As far as price goes on the Rigid SCS, you're going to be at about $75 US in America. As you get international and apply VAT and import, your prices are going to go up a little bit. But just like any other Tilt part, we have a good rider support program. So if you ever have any problem with this clamp, you can make sure to call in, and pretty much all over the world will take care of you. If you like everything that you've heard in this video about the SCS clamp, you'd probably like to have it on your scooter. I have it on mine, I really love it. I ended up designing it because I was a taller rider and I wanted a more rigid clamp. And then just like the features as they happen, like the integrated dust cover and whatnot, just made it a really unique clamp, and there's not another one like it on the market. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll go through a couple times and respond. You can always reach out to our website or give us a call as well. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting Tilt. We really appreciate it.